Welcome to Prod Hut channel. In this video, we are going to explore about Singer Promise 1408 Auto Zigzag Sewing Machine. Singer Promise 1408 is another beginner sewing machine from the Singer with all the essential features required to unravel your creativity in the regime of fashion. The device comes up with a satisfactory package of the best components such as automatic buttonholes, simple stitch selection, darning plate, etc. To make your dreams into reality, if you wish to pursue your hobby of stitching, you can have this most excellent start with this machine. Let's now explore the key features of this device. Critical features of Singer 1408. 8 built-in stitches. The 8 built-in stitches of the machine include 1 decorative stitch, 6 basic and 1 automatic buttonhole stitch. The stitches can be whenever or wherever utilized to come up with exemplary apparel architectures. The choice of stitching can be made by just turning the dials to either clockwise or anti-clockwise directions. Automatic buttonholes. The automatic buttonholes will let you execute a professional buttonhole stitch with the help of the buttonhole foot. All you need to do is to follow the steps clearly for the neat and perfect sewing. Heavy-duty metal frame. The interior engineering of the machine is done in such a way that the device will offer better durability than the competitors present in the market. The metal frame can withstand any type of strain and is capable of containing the fragile inner technical elements safe and secure without causing any damage. Reverse operation. One such superior design of the new sewing machine is its capability to secure the end stitches by carrying out reverse stitching. The suitors will avoid the chances of the fabric getting pulled off. The reverse stitching feature can be utilized to give finishes for your clothing or can be used for such fabric designs where there is no need for the superior strength, like in the case of carrying bags, big shoppers, where the weight to hold is worth considering while designing. Snap-on presser foot. The snap-on presser foot will give you the effect of quick release while switching on and off. The presser foot can be replaced with a snap. Easy threading. In all sewing machine, the threading is such an operation that must be executed with the utmost care and supervision. The Singer 1408 will give you the possibility to have easy threading in the machine. The straight guide will save time. Automatic bobbin winding. The feature of this automatic bobbin winding will let you have a hassle-free winding. All you need to do is blindly follow the steps. In a couple of minutes, you may complete winding the thread in several bobbins. Instruction manual. An instruction manual is also available with the purchase of this machine. Clear steps about how to carry out each task are mentioned in the manual. A free home demo is available for Singer 1408. You need to register in the toll-free number 1800-103-3474 or SMS to 9555-390-390. Specs of Singer 1408 Promise. Brand is Singer. The item model number is Singer 1408 Promise and the weight of the machine is 7.61 kg. The dimension of this machine is 45 into 35 cm. The built-in stitches available in this machine is 8. The major components of the machines are thread take-up lever, handle, thread tension dial, thread spool, pattern selector dial, bobbin winding spindle, thread cutter, power stitch, presser foot, power cord, needle plate, power plug socket, removable extension, foot controller, stitch length dial, thread guide. Inclusive accessories. All-purpose foot, zipper foot, bobbin, pairs of needle, seamer ripple, L screwdriver, buttonhole foot, button sewing foot, spool pin felt, quilting guide, draining plate. The optional accessories that are required for advanced operation can be availed from the market from single retailers. However, the individuals are required to use the accessories that are mentioned to be compatible with Singer 1408. Working with Singer 1408. Connecting the machine. Plug in the cord to the socket seen on the side of the sewing machine and connect it to the polarized power supply. To switch the machine on, press on the black switch provided. The system will be ready to work in and the lights will be on. You may then place the fabric and adjust the foot to start sewing. The foot controller will control the speed of the machine. Free arm and the flatbed. The Singer Promise machine has a free arm for dialing with the hard to reach area. The free arm of the machine can be pulled apart if not required while sewing. Once the arm is removed, you may use the tubular portion for stitching handcuffs, pants, sewer hands, etc. For stitching normal clothes, you may again do the extension insertion and the sewing machine will be capable of executing stitches on its flat bed. The free arm component of the machine can be used as a compartment for the accessory storage as well. The draining plate. The fed dog must be covered. In case if you wish to execute a free motion stitching, the presser foot must be disengaged from the clamp to attach the draining plate over the feed dog. Once the plate is fixed, attach the corresponding foot to execute the stitch of your choice. For decorative stitches, an optional draining foot must be purchased from the retail outlets. However, the draining plate is also essential in executing simple buttonhole stitches because of its capability to avoid fading of clothes while being stitched by the machine. Presser foot. The presser foot can be lifted to 3 extreme lift positions for various needs. The lowest position is meant for regular sewing. The second position can be utilized to remove the fabric and placing the same and for removing the foot. The extreme position is used for removing fabric of higher thickness like blankets, woolen clothes, etc. To change the presser foot, simply disengage the presser foot from the clamp. Once the presser foot is removed from the machine, you may replace it with the needed foot. To engage it again, descend the lifter till the foot needle align properly with the slot on the clamp. The foot automatically engage if the position maintained is perfect. Winding the bobbin. To wind the bobbin, initially place the thread spool on the vertical thread spool pin. Draw the thread towards the other end. Maintain thread tension with the right hand. Rotate the thread clockwise on the tension disc. Drag the thread and insert it through any one hole present on the bobbin and place it on the bobbin spindle to initiate winding. Once kept, move the spindle towards the right corner to avoid the bobbin getting off from the machine. Hold the thread end till a single winding is done. Leave the thread for the ensuing winding. Once the winding is done, the bobbin is ready for launching into the shuttle. Bobbin insertion. Pull the bobbin cover to take the bobbin case out. Insert the bobbin into the case and pull the thread out of the slit seen on the side of the case. By holding the hinge of the case, insert the bobbin back to the case. Threading. Threading is one such prominent part while working in sewing machine. If not done properly, it would cause trouble for the machine. For threading, place the thread on the thread spool and draw the thread end and then follow the thread guide. Thread the slits down and up to reach the slotted eye of the lever. After threading, the lever takes down the thread to reach the needle. Insert the thread from back to front. The bobbin thread can be pulled up by descending the needle down to the feed dog to reach near the inner shuttle. The needle will automatically pull the bobbin thread out once it comes out of the feed dog slit. Thread tension. To adjust the bobbin tension, turn the screw right or left to loosen or tighten the thread. To test the thread tension in the bobbin, you may simply hold the thread coming out of the bobbin and jerk the thread to see if the bobbin is moving down while it is hung down from the thread. The manual adjustment of the upper thread tension can be done by turning the dial to a higher or a lower value. However, you may proceed with the default tension setting in the machine. Most sewing projects are carried out at the thread tension of 4. Stitch selection. The machine is provided with many options for sewing. The various stitch pattern can be seen on the surface of the stitch pattern selector dial. The pattern selector dial can be turned towards the right or left to have the required selection of the stitches. The stitch of your choice must align perfectly with the indicator seen on the top of the dial. Stitch length adjuster. The stitch length adjuster can be used to adjust the stitch length. For zigzag stitches, turn the pattern selector to zigzag and adjust the stitch length to execute the apt stitches. The length adjuster will aid in executing a decent buttonhole stitch with such perfect consistency if the length adjustment is done properly. Reverse lever. The reverse lever helps in carrying out the operation of securing stitches at the end of the fabric. Once the end stitch is done in a reverse manner, the chance of getting the fabric puckered is very less and the clothing will remain intact for years. Utility stitching types. Utility stitches include regular stitches and zigzag stitches. For regular straight stitches, select any one among the 3 mentioned straight stitches on the dial. There is an option to adjust the needle positions for stitching operations such as center sewing or regular parallel end sewing for curtains, fabric bottoms, etc. Zigzag stitching is done for finishing or overcasting. You may see the zigzag type of stitches on pillow covers, handkerchief and many other apparels. For the zigzag type of stitching, choose the pattern zigzag in the pattern selector. Adjust the stitch length with the length adjuster and carry out the stitching operation to produce ravishing results with great perfection. To achieve a satin zigzag, adjust the stitch length to a lower number and execute stitching by placing fabric under the needle. Another important utility stitch is a multi-stitch zigzag. This can be used to attach elastic to clothes. Buttonhole sewing. Buttonhole stitching is an important stitching operation used to execute a perfect buttonhole. Singer 1408 uses a 4-step buttonhole operation. Before start marking the fabric, the exact width and length of the buttonhole, remove the all-purpose foot and replace it with a buttonhole foot. Attach the buttonhole to the foot clamp and place the fabric underneath and descend the needle. Adjust the stitch with the stitch length selector and execute the stitches inside the gap of the buttonhole to obtain the horizontal and vertical stitches for a consistent hole. Once done, remove the fabric in the space between the stitches. The buttonhole is ready. Button sewing. For sewing button, it is better advised to flip on the draining plate on the surface of the feed dog. Once done, snap on the button sewing foot, replacing the all-purpose foot. Place the fabric with the button on it under the foot in such a way that the whole of the button are aligned straight with the slit provided in the foot. If not aligned properly, there are chances for the needle to go broken. Design the needle carefully so that the needle slides down into the buttonhole and drop suitors inside. For 4-hole button, it is always advised to carry out stitching in the front end holes and then push the fabric and do the back end stitching. The pattern selector for sewing button should be selected in such a way that the length is equal to the width of the hole. An approximate value of 10 suitors should be carried out in the fabric for each hole. Thanks for watching this video. Check the video description box for the product links. Subscribe to our channel for more videos.